Hi, everybody. Welcome to the QB School. I am JT O'Sullivan. Today, Caleb Williams, week 4, nice win, locked in, fired up. Let's get it going. Welcome to the QB School. Before we dive into the video, a quick reminder about the Quarterback School Patreon community. This group is the foundation, the bedrock of the channel. Not only is it a great, inexpensive way to support the channel, but you get even more Quarterback School content, really trying to create the environment of what it's like in an NFL quarterback room. You dig these kind of videos, you will love the Quarterback School Patreon community. Hop over there, become a member. I appreciate your support. As for this video, let's get into it. Caleb Williams, the Bears, taking down the Rams at home. First one here, 3rd and 4. We're going to get an empty. It sure looks like Caleb Williams checks up top to what I'm used to calling a spear or arrow screen to commit the number 3. Now, we are hot down here to the bottom. I've got many problems, many questions. What the hell are we doing? So again, we're shifting to empty. Fine, great. It looks like he is getting into whatever he wants to the left here, whether it's verbally with a little signal there. Great, whatever that is. The tools to do that are exciting. The math down there to do the screen is fine. The personnel choice is simply unacceptable. It flat out is unacceptable to do this, in my opinion. So we get to empty. We are 3x2 with a little stack down here to the bottom. Keelan Allen Moore. Okay, so what this screen is to me is right here, we're going to run a flat, and we're going to MDM, most dangerous man. All right, now again, this guy, I think he's looked better this year, running, like moving better. Doesn't mean he's looked so good that it's better than this guy or this guy. Get the hell out of here with this. It just can't happen, man. If this is an answer in empty, this needs to be 4 or 15 as the number 3. 85's got to be out here as the blocker. He has to. You cannot be throwing screens to 85 with 15 blocking and 4 blocking. You just can't. Earmuffs me here. You can't fucking do it. It can't be an answer. It cannot be an answer. It can't be real life. So again, we're hot down here to the bottom. The idea to get something going like this, great. But if you're going to allow that to be in the toolbox, if you're going to allow that to be the answer versus pressure, you have to have the people in the right spots. It's just not. I don't care. You can't come at me with any sort of like bullshit excuse about how this happens. And this isn't like a 2-minute situation. This is early in the game. Again, he's doing a signal. So the fact that he either is doing this on his own, rogue, or that it's designed, both of them can't happen. All right, this next one here is quarterback run game. Love to see it. A little GT read. We're going to read the C-gap defender down here to the bottom, number 8. Wide open, beautiful job, easy, clean slide, no contact, well done. So we're reading the left C-gap defender. This is just a gap run to the right, GT. Easy conflict defender key read here on number 8. So again, this is really spread triple, but they're getting there with gap runs. So this is who we're reading. Okay, so if he can tackle the back, the quarterback's going to pull it. So there's the GT. Here's the quarterback run. If that's not there, we've got the spread triple of the bubble down here to the bottom. He's going to MDM this thing. Most dangerous man. So if this player, the kind of second key here, were to come up and try to tackle Caleb, then he would just come out here, raise up, and flip it to the bubble. And that's really what should happen later in the game. But this one right here, this is clean, easy. Again, I love the fact that they're implementing the quarterback run game without running the quarterback inside the tackle. So out on the edge. Now this thing's made to order with this box count here. So all this is play side is gap down. So these players right here are all going gap down backer. So gap down, he's going to go all the way back to the 3 technique. Got to be able to get there. Gap down. These two are going to get a tray all the way to 51. We're then going to take the backside guard and kick this thing. So he's going to kick the D-gap player. And then we're going to wrap for whoever shows up to the play side inside linebacker, probably the safety. So it's a good run either way, but it's a clean, easy C-gap, quarterback read, GT. Love to see it. Again, different ways to get the athleticism of what Caleb Williams brings to the table without getting hit. Next one here, 3rd and 10. Okay, this is a bummer for me. We've got 11-14 in the game. We're going to do 7-person protection. And again, I'm used to calling this play oceans. This is just deep hooks. Now, you could probably watch this and say, hey, why doesn't he throw it to Keenan Allen over the ball? But to me, this is a coverage sack and a concept sack. Okay, that hurts some feelings. Okay, but this type of concept for me is not good versus man coverage. Now, it's 3rd and long. Okay, boy 65 just continues to have a red dot on him in any passing situation. Survives there, sort of, but we get sacked. Okay, so how does this happen down the field? Okay, everybody was telling me all these great weapons Chicago has. These are zone beater routes. What I mean by that is we're running over the ball, deep hook. We're running deep hook, curl on the outside. Deep hook, curl on the outside. These are static routes. And if you watch the channel, you will know that I hate static routes versus man coverage because these guys just run up and they're right there in the hip. They're right there in the hip. Right there in the hip. And then we've also got what I'm used to calling lurk with this weak safety down here. So really, Keenan Allen, he looks doubled, even though this is actually a really nice route from this guy. I got on him for not separating early preseason type stuff. Comes back from an injury. It's pretty nice right here. He could be there. And this is one of those ones that Caleb's probably learns from, even though this is not a great man play. This guy, he's got some craft to him at the top of these routes. So again, okay, and then you go, all right, smartass, what would you do to fix this? Well, most teams would run, if you're going to run this to one side, the curl up here, give me a man beater down here. Give me a circus. Give me a deep out. Give me a comeback. Give me a hinge. Give me anything that can win at the top of the route as opposed to just a static turn inside. So there are different, it doesn't have to be mirrored like this. This to me just feels, and I know a lot of teams run this, but they run it when they know they have zone. Again, you could go, if you're a screenshot warrior, and say, hey, throw it to Keenan Allen. Well, Caleb's already on 2 hitches, and he hasn't come out of it because he's not running very fast. And that's the cold, hard truth. Okay? Look at the drop. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hitch, hitch, hitch. He's still not out of it. And again, it looks like he's doubled right there because the way the safety comes down. I'm telling you, he does win later right there, but it's too late. We're already in the grasp. So to me here, again, you see the shadow of kind of a disjointed, we don't have enough answers for the quarterback here. This is not a good enough, in my opinion, 3rd down call in the NFL versus man coverage. You just don't have any options. There's nowhere to go. Now we're sacked. Next one here, 3rd and 9. This is a bummer on a number of levels. So it took me about watching this 10 times to figure out what the hell the penalty was. I think they called DJ Moore for not being on the line of scrimmage up top, which is simply unacceptable from a professional standpoint to not know that you're on the line of scrimmage and get yourself on the line of scrimmage. There's a pretty simple procedure most perimeter wide receivers do to make sure you're on the line of scrimmage with making eye contact with the line judge. But this is a hell of a job from Caleb Williams. We've seen him make this little, whether it's a screen throw or a check down throw, nowhere near lined up. Again, if you're all about the effort that 2 gives on something like this, as far as does that look like he's trying to make a block? Hey, bro, it's just not fucking for me. I don't know what to tell you. I would try to be as objective as possible with just what the film presents, but that type of stuff is not for me. I think this is a great job by Caleb getting it down. Thought he did a really nice job with kind of the play clock in his head in the pocket most of the day, not bailing, not getting out of there. This is essentially double post with a crosser. Again, so he's not on the line of scrimmage, right? I mean, it's amateur hour out here. Post, maybe you got a shot there with a faster guy. That's no shade. That's just the truth. Coming across here, not there. Get it to the back. Beautiful job. Can't get his feet. We get a first down, easy first down. Instead, we got a penalty because we can't do the little things right. And then on top of it, you have that kind of effort at the end. Go find a block, bro. That shit's unacceptable. I'm telling you, you got to put that on the big screen in front of the unit and call people out. I know they got a little come to Jesus moment about calling each other out or whatever last week. Whatever. The film is the film. This is your professional signature, your resume. It just simply can't, you can't have it show up. And just a silly, stupid penalty. But again, we're talking about Caleb Williams here. That's pretty sweet, huh? Poise, hanging in there. arm angle, vision. It's awesome. All right, very next play, 3rd and 14, thanks to the penalty. Now we're going to get a strip sack. Left guard, L. Now I'm going to say that he was probably throwing the post up top. I don't know for sure. I don't think you can tell for sure. Maybe he said post game or whatever. But this is a chance for a big play down the field. 7-person protection. And I'm going to, it's tough because I feel like it can be sometimes picking on low-hanging fruit to continue to pick on the interior of this unit, pass protection unit. I will say, for the most part, when we have issues like this, glaring red flag issues where we're getting the quarterback hit, the arm hit, it looks like we're just not working as a unit more than anything else. So for me here, this has got a chance to play. If this player, in what I'm calling essentially a 3-by-1, okay, so you call him his sniffer, he's a tight end. What does this safety do? Is he poaching, tricksing? Is he doing anything over here? We got a one-on-one up top. I like a big time over the top skinny post. Now you can't throw it so high that this guy can go make a play on it, but I like that. 3rd and 14, that's as good as you're going to get. But again, it doesn't matter if we can't hold up enough to take a hitch and throw the ball. Now, I can sit here and say this every week and get a little bit tired of myself, to be honest with you. But this isn't even a stunt. This is just the left guard and the left tackle not being able to work together. And really the left guard just giving up way too much of an edge. So I would love the left guard to get significantly more depth to start. Significantly more depth from the line of scrimmage. To me, he's hand fighting at the line of scrimmage. He loses an edge. That then pushes the left tackle back. And now the tackle can squeeze through. So again, I want initially to get out of my stance and get back. Be on the same level as the left tackle or closer in level to the left tackle. And be able to hold up at least for a hitch. We have to be able to take a hitch and throw it, right? Hitch, throw. I mean, come on. That's never going to work, ever. Next one here. This is an unfortunate miss for me. I'm going to say that this play is designed like this. It's really a little 2-person kind of fake screen. If it's designed like this, I love the design. I don't know if I've seen it necessarily like this in a while. But 12 personnel, 8-person protection. Look at that. We got all sorts of time. That's beautiful. We skymail this thing a little bit. Now, again, the design here is something I want to talk about. So what I'm saying this play is initially it's supposed to look like fake screen post. That's what it's supposed to look like most teams run this. I personally think it's made to look like this. And then the second part of this is he's essentially running like a delayed go down the side. So it ends up working out almost like post wheel timing wise. We can sit here and be excited about this guy, but I think you have to also at least acknowledge the fact that he maybe is so geeked up that he's skymailing some of these things because they're there. This is there for a touchdown pass. And I could see why 2 would be frustrated. Again, that's not a big window, but that's a window you got to give him a chance. I mean, he didn't even put his hands up, the thing's so high over his head. And again, there's nothing else here, right? It's post, delay. And we just skymail it. And it's unfortunate. I'm not saying you're going to make every throw, but I do think even this type of miss to the short side like this, we got to have a more competitive throw. The other part I acknowledge is that if this part is just recess, like it's supposed to be pump, post, and that's it, well then he's improvising and they just miss. Does that make sense? Like I want to make sure I'm really clear. If the play is just fake post here, then this play is dead in the water. If the play is this, and then the second part of the play is this, and I like it a hell of a lot more, then we've got to make a better throw. And again, only the people in the offense know that for sure. Maybe he said afterwards, I have no idea. But that, so close. And again, maybe he wants to throw it right there, and he probably should just let it rip, and he hesitates because he thinks Zero is going to reroute him, but they're just missing a little fine tune right there. So close. All right, next one here. End of the second quarter. Little screen here to the back. I love the touch from Caleb Williams. I really do. I think it's elite touch. Puts it right where he wants, turns into a big chunk play. Now, the part that pisses me off is the fact that we're getting our quarterback hit on screens. Man, I would be losing my mind with this pass protection unit. There's no way as a left tackle you can get your quarterback hit on a screen like this. He doesn't even drift back. He's just standing there. You have to have the capacity to slingshot the defensive end. I mean, it's just unacceptable. It really is. And this is, in my opinion, how people get hurt, because we're trying to take hits off with screens. Again, great touch. It's really not even a screen, right? Like, look at your boy 65 and 64. They don't block anybody. This is just a glorified fast check down, how it plays out. We get blasted in the back. But Swift looks explosive. He looks like he's feeling good in open space. It's exciting. But you have to be able to pass protect better than this at left tackle. Okay, and again, the technique that I prefer is called a slingshot. But you have to actually slingshot and pass the quarterback. You can't just L. So we're getting depth and width. We would love to invite this edge player around us. As he gets around us, we put our inside hand on his back and push his ass past the quarterback. You can't just short L, tight track into the quarterback's back. I mean, normally you would say sometimes you see the quarterbacks drift backwards and drift into hits. Caleb doesn't drift. He's standing right there. Come on, Doc. It just, fuck, man. Holy moly. Holy moly. Tough, but nice little chunk gain, just trying to take the hits off the quarterback. And again, these aren't like me inventing techniques. These are pretty well understood kind of core principles of a sound screen game. Lose with dignity inside, slingshot on the tackles, don't get the quarterback hit. And again, 4, little burst, get out of bounds, love it. Next one here, same drive, 1st and 10. We're going to get out, we're going to have to go create. I love Caleb Williams' ability to extend here, break the first tackle. You know, I think we're still all waiting for these kind of extend plays to turn into the magic big chunks down the field, but you still have to like what you see here as far as the creative, competitive spirit, not going down, hard to bring down, doesn't bail out, and then full stride, right? He's on full stride throwing that thing to the right. That's the difference. Okay? There's no choppy chop. He doesn't set up, full stride, strike. Get out of bounds, stop the clock. Now, hey man, I just try to reiterate because I feel like people get so sensitive. This is the film, okay? I just want you to watch the speed here, and then I want you to judge what this is here. And maybe it's a reroute, it's part of football, but there's a real talk, a real conversation about this. It's so slow that it almost muddies the number 1 route up top. I mean, he is getting lapped by Kmet here. And again, he's stemming that guy outside so he can get inside of him. Okay. But again, it's got to happen faster. Look at the difference in the speed here as far as the line. I mean, Kmet's running with Rome up top. It's pretty impressive. Keenan Allen is yards behind them. That's just not going to work, guys. Like, it isn't, man. This is just the film. This is just the film. But again, really nice job from Caleb Williams getting out of that thing. Again, I think the magical plays outside the pocket will absolutely come at some point, but the ability to extend, create, and again, we're not extending and creating and looking to run. We are looking for the big play down the field. It's not there. We'll take what we have to. Now, pass pro wise here, again, can't lose inside, get bulled. I mean, the word is out. I mean, these guys are there are many guys up front. The whole, basically, going from right to left, right guard, center, maybe the left guard, the left tackle, they're all bull targets. They've got red dots on their chest to get bulled. That really should be a sack. Caleb saves the left tackle, gets a completion, stops the clock. Love it. Then this last one of the first half. Okay, this was a bit of a rough stretch here. I'm not going to show every play right before the end of the first half, but it's 3rd and 15. 2 is up top. He certainly is running like he doesn't think he's going to get the ball. Again, I don't have any kind words to say about this other than the fact that we continue to see it. So my assumption then is that it's tolerated. And that's the part I think that probably should be disturbing to most people who don't like that kind of effort. best release go. The one thing I will say here is the presentation of this coverage. So this shell here, to me, and it's not really a it's pseudo 3x1, right? He's in the backfield, not really a sniffer here. He's not I guess what I'm saying here is he's not a vertical threat here. If he was in a true sniff, maybe he could get into the special here, but there's really nothing to pull this guy. So theoretically, you're thinking, I'm probably not going to get this ball, but you still have to run hard. So you best release this thing. You release inside, widen. It's definitely there. This is a great, I love the vision. I love it. I continue to I feel like I'm talking to myself in a sale asylum here with, some effort issues. And it's the same cats every single week. The film doesn't lie. I will also say that 85 looks like he's about to tag Keenan Allen here. I mean, he is tailpiping the dude from yards away. Just frustrating, man. And I guess the thing here is that you have to hold and continue to make sense of is you can be frustrated with the passing game, but you can understand where the issues are a little bit, right? We've got some speed issues some places, and we've got effort issues in other places. That's not the calculus for a dynamic passing unit with pass protection issues, for Christ's sake. All right, into the second half here. This first one is rough. This ball has to be thrown to the post at the bottom of the screen. There is no world where that ball is not thrown to Rome. And again, normally I'm not a huge fan of wide receiver theatrics here, and also not a huge fan of this end zone side shot, but it's really just rubbing it in the face here of us with 15. But you have to throw this. There is no world where we're throwing checkdowns like this when we've got an opportunity for a big post over the top. It is a brutal turn down. And again, I don't have any, there's no other words for me. This sort of action, whatever this is, we're turning around play action and finding this player 100% of the time, whatever offense it is. If he hesitates at all, this ball is thrown up. We've got outside leverage here with a big post and no safety in the middle of the field. It has to be thrown, man. There is not a world where I'm trying to get this when we've got this guy running down the field. Now, would I love, for the back to maybe take the edge off here for the left tackle and help us hold on to the protection a little bit more? Sure. But you just don't get many opportunities like this. And they almost never pop this clean. I mean, that is, oh no, he's looking right at him. I hesitate to even say that if the play was post and like an insert corner, we're trying to come up here and like get to there, I could see potentially missing it, but you're still going to look at the post first and you're going to find this safety. If this safety hesitates at all or just is a statue, this ball has to be thrown, man. There's just no sugarcoating it. This is a bad miss, an opportunity for a 70-yard bomb. Oh my God. I mean, that is brutal. That is brutal. Oh my goodness. And again, from this angle, it really like rubs it in our face. We're watching 3 and the safety up top. He's getting pulled. Fake, find him. He's flat-footed right there. We're throwing it. You're throwing it. There's no way. There's no way he would be looking to the left, to more, to the check down and turn down that post. I refuse to believe that of any offense. Not acceptable. Next one here, another frustrating one. So this is quads with a little bubble down here to the bottom, to the back. They point the back of the diamond and a little sluggo up top to DJ Moore. I'm not necessarily mad about a one-on-one opportunity to DJ Moore down the field. I think some people in their feelings will think that that's a great route. I'm going to probably severely disagree, but I'm also going to acknowledge it sure looks like Caleb Williams calls the route that he wants there with a little hand signal, but they're nowhere close to being on the same page. So again, if I had to bet how this play is designed, it's these 3 blocking for this little bubble down here to the bottom. Now, technically, I wouldn't be mad if you threw it. It looks like a lot of people, but we've got 3 for 3 here. This guy backs up out of here. Would have been a nice little hit. But if you like the one-on-one up top, okay. I love the fact that they're giving them the freedom to do this. What I don't love is that the signal that we get to is like, I'm calling this a sluggo. It's a pretty shitty sluggo, guys. It just, in my opinion, it is shitty. But it turns into not really a one-on-one with that route choice. So I don't care what you run over there as long as it stays one-on-one and you love it. But this, first if we just work the bottom, what would it look like? Looks pretty good. I mean, it doesn't look great when 13's getting his ass walked back right into our lap on the bubble, right? But when the safety up top just hangs there and DJ Moore runs whatever that route is, I mean, what is that? I'm assuming it's a sluggo and he just kind of bails on the fake. But maybe it's a fade? I don't know. It's not, it does not look like a wide receiver one type one-on-one opportunity in the red zone to me. Okay, now maybe you love that route and you're pissed that Caleb missed whatever throw that is. But that's a signal from Caleb Williams. They're obviously not on the same page. Just another missed opportunity. Next one here. I'm going to say that this is split flow inside zone and Caleb Williams just keeps this because everybody in the league is running split flow inside zone escort, where the sniffer, Kmet, as he comes across, he bluffs and leads up. You never see the quarterback keep it when the guy coming across, the slicer, when he chops like that. If you chop like that, there's no one to read. You're just playing hero ball. Now, that being said, DJ Moore and Rome look like they're blocking for Caleb to keep it. So I don't know. I think it's fair to say I don't know often, but I'm pretty fluent in quarterback run game. Again, I'll draw up zone read escort. I draw it up every video, might as well here. You would read this player. The slicer would come across, bluff him. If he goes under it, you would keep it. And then you'd have a lead blocker, you'd have a cracker, you'd have another lead blocker. Everybody would be blocked. When you come across and you slice this player, the C-gap player on the backside, there's no one to read. You just hand it off. You let it eat. Now, maybe they just give him the freedom to pull it whenever the hell he wants. But this, to me, is not sound quarterback run game offense. Now, again, you can say, look at the wide receivers. They're blocking. I agree. They are out there blocking. And it works. Maybe they invented a new play. Okay, maybe I'm just late to the party. But if you had Kmet lead blocking here, that safety who's unblocked that we have to slide on, he would be blocked and this would be scoring. Okay, so as much as you might love this play, there are better ways to do this. Everybody in football does it the better way. This can't be what they wanted, in my opinion. I hope not. Next one here, 3rd and 5. This is a beautiful touchdown pass. DJ Moore, the number 3 down here, is running stick nod. I mean, it's a great catch. It's a better throw. It's the truth of, in my opinion, it's not a good route, y'all. It just isn't. The design of this, I've never seen someone read this thing like this, left to right to the stick nod 2. Never, ever. But DJ Moore against 56, throw it left-handed. I don't care. Now, I will say, again, this route is normally run with the guy who actually runs the stick. So that's one thing. I haven't seen him run a stick. Next here, it's supposed to be sudden, like sharp, like da, ah. I mean, you're supposed to like, you want to sell that thing. This to me, again, it's just, it's rounded, it's kind of sloppy, and it's open because we throw a dot at the back line. Now, the other thing about this, so this play, here's the stick nod. It's almost always universally paired with a loop or return right here. And you read this saying high, low. It's usually paired with what's like an option or a choice over here, like a lookie maybe. I've never seen someone go 1 here, 2 here. I've never seen it. And in fact, I would probably not recommend it for a number of reasons. It works here. Caleb Williams making it work. But again, you be the judge here. You watch DJ Moore's route and you tell me if I'm full of shit. Does that look like a stick? It just doesn't. Now, it's really, really bad defense to have that guy guarding DJ Moore man-to-man up the field in the red zone or anywhere. It's just horrific scheme. So, good job finding the matchup. But he goes left? No, right. That's a dot. That is an absolute seed of a throw. Oh my goodness. Now, the better question you might ask yourself is, why didn't we just start over there? I don't know. You would hope that you would see this from jump and make it a little bit easier. You'd hope that you have a better route. But at the end of the day, that is a dot of a throw, y'all. Let it wash over you. All right, into the fourth quarter here. This is a brutal one. Again, another miss for Rome up top. This to me is a drift post. This is made to order. I don't know exactly what the pass protection is. I will bet a lot of money that this is the back's fault. So the back probably has the safety to either side. When the safety number 3 comes down to the right, the back can't decide is he blitzing or not. Instead of aborting the fake, he gets in the quarterback's way. Now we're late. Now we have to throw like an extended play check down. So it ends up being a positive play, and the sweet irony of rewarding the back for making this an issue. But for me here, this should be an easy drift post to Rome. This is wide open, man. Feel bad for the guy. We're going to fake this way. All right, I would bet a lot of money Kmet coming across has got this guy in pass protection. The back almost guaranteed has number 4, so he's got the safety to either side, or technically the corner down here. He's got the DB type to either side. So if he thinks this safety is blitzing like this, you have to abort the fake, don't fake, and just go block him immediately. But you can't play defense on the quarterback here. So it's super frustrating as a pass unit. Like, look how open it is. Oh my God. Oh my goodness. I know I'm a broken record when it comes to pass protection and the running back, but man, the difference between elite world-class pass protection from the back and this type of shit, it impacts the game. There are so many little details here that the running back just getting in our way, not being decisive, right? He goes to the left a little bit. He's looking to the right. He sees 3 blitz. No. And again, this is made to order, y'all. I can't, man. When you're struggling on pass protection, we get a double team right here. And I guarantee the line is going to 51 here. So they're blocking the run like this. Kmet almost guarantees has this guy in pass protection. As he comes across, if he were to blitz, he would block him. The back, again, has the number 4 to either side. The DB types. And there's another corner off the screen. So that's why you have your head on a swivel. If this guy is blitzing, just go. If you're not sure, just go. The pass protection is the priority. The fake is secondary. But you can't do this. Oh my God. I mean, they're honestly lucky it's not a fumble. You're not expecting to get hit like that. So then we can't throw the drift. Luckily, Caleb's able to extend and find somebody open. Nice vision down the field. But that should have been an easy chunk. Next one here. Beautiful pass to Kmet. Little tight end pop pass. Pull the left guard. The old Gronk Peyton Manning special here. Tom Brady. Love it. This is a beautiful throw. Right up and over 51. Again, watch the left guard go. Suck up the second level. Right behind him. I mean, this is a clinic tape. Watch 51, the linebacker on the left C. He's going to step up when the guard goes right there. Right there, we've got him. And it's a perfectly thrown ball. Just over the outstretched fingertips. I mean, that is a dot. It's also a hell of a catch from Kmet. Dude is looking good running down the field. I like it this year. But this is made to order, man. It's perfect. You know, I would say, without knowing exactly what these rules are for their routes here, if he's running a seam, I personally would prefer this a little bit wider. But, you know, they make it work here as it gets kind of up and over here. Again, I don't, you know, if we were in their room, we could know exactly who's at fault here. I think the spacing is a little funky with the 2 number 2s with Kmet and Allen. But that's still a beautiful catch. And again, any sort of explosive play in the pass game right now just feels like it would alleviate so much tension with this unit. And this is just a really nice job by 2 guys making excellent plays. Next one here, I just put this in there because it's such a badass run. This is that split flow inside zone. Beautiful job by Swift. First of all, making that guy miss, jumping over, accelerating through the hole. It's awesome. He looked much more comfortable running it. He looked more comfortable in space this game for me than some of the stuff they were asking him to do earlier. In addition, again, I think everybody has been all over the center, rightfully so, the interior part of this line. But this is a great job by the center, getting up and getting on the second level and just moving people. I mean, he moving along here. Get out of the club. Now, I will say, just as a point of interest with this, you know, again, I don't know their rules, but I think it's unique that they didn't get any sort of like double team movement here, but one-on-one blocks all over the place, and you win all the one-on-one blocks and the back makes somebody miss at the line of scrimmage. Okay, now you think Caleb Williams is frustrated with the stats. Watch the reaction, the celebration from Caleb Williams in the top left corner here on a run touchdown. You think he doesn't want to win? I love it. Absolutely love it. So again, what I'm saying here, run game wise, is normally you get a little bit of what I'm used to calling vertical combos at the line of scrimmage with these interior inside zone type runs. So when you see the center and the left tackle both go up to the second level, that's great. But I would say most people would want to say, hey, let's, whatever you want to call this, A block this up to him. You can go by yourself because we're coming across with the split flow action. The fact that this guy can handle this one-on-one block here is outstanding. And then we cover him up and we eject him this way. We cover him up and he's gone. We just have to overcome commit, not getting the guy down on the cut, split flow, slice action. Swift makes him missed. I mean, that is it. That is the best block of 65's year by far, not even close. Looks like a different human. And then the safety, who knows what he's doing. And that's to the RAF. Love it. To the house. And again, I do think it's important to point out how invested Caleb looks like he is. He's not out there trying to like just celebrate his own wins. And that's genuine passion right there for a run. Love it. All right, so 7 minutes to left, 3rd and 7. And this is a sack. I think there are a number of glaring issues with this offense. One of them is just personnel choices. So where you're putting the pieces. Now, it doesn't matter if we take a massive L immediately and the center just can't handle himself and we just get gapped at the line of scrimmage and there's no chance to throw it. It's not going to matter. And that's just the fact of it. And this is one of those ones where 23, his responsibility, I would bet a lot of money, is this linebacker right here. But as he's looking to come across here, the 2 just gaps the center. So he just has to help. And that inevitably then allows his guy to just come free. So we've got no chance in the pass pro. And again, this is not a new issue. This is just the world that we're living in with the interior part of this line. So again, when you say, hey, what the hell is the back doing? The back's covering from the center. We're down, we're getting hit hard. Now, the part that is frustrating to me, besides for a quarterback being on the ground, is who's who in the zoo here as far as what we're asking the offense to do. To me here, I don't know what we're trying to do by like hiding this guy even further away from the line of scrimmage. It just doesn't make sense to me. We're running corner. Guess we'll call this flat. Even if we throw it to here, it's not a first down. And it's also going to take forever to get there from 5 yards deep. The next part that really kind of irks me sideways is this is drive. So this is basic with a drive route. Now, I think you could make an argument that neither of these guys are in the correct spot here. Then this route to me here is twofold. One, it's an in for the backside of the combination, but you're also trying to get a pick or a rub usually for the drive. Now, maybe they teach it different. Maybe they're not aware of how this play is normally run. Maybe I'm a dinosaur. Maybe all of the above. But normally I want this guy to get a rub on whoever has the drive. So you come up and you try to pick him so that this guy has a chance to get a free runaway here on the backside. Again, it's just the little details. Now, I don't know if 2 has the capacity to do this. And that's just me being honest from what I've seen on film. But this is not a hard look. Who's going in motion with 15? 14. Go run a pick for him. So right here, take your guy, eject his ass right into his guy, and get a pick so that we can get a free runner coming across here wide open. Again, he's just 2 looks like he's out there running, one-on-one routes, like he's out there by himself. No pick, no opportunity. It didn't matter because we took such a fast L at center that our back had to cover our ass. But it's a disaster in the pass pro unit. There's just no consistency. It's actually kind of impressive that Caleb trusts it as much as he does. I mean, he's got some real courage to stand in there with what's going on in front of him. Last one here, 3rd and 5, coming out of the 2-minute. I thought this was the first time I can really recall in the pro game seeing Caleb do what I would consider like hero ball stuff. So for me here, this is the same play we saw earlier. GT read. We're going to read the C-gap player to the left, 8. We get out there, it's spread triple. So if you, for some reason, don't want to give it, you've got to get out there and have the capacity to throw that bubble because it's there. I want to make sure I'm really clear. This is not an easy play. Yeah, it is not. We're running GT this way, and we're reading the C gap player right here. What does he do? You could theoretically give it to him here, in my opinion. If you want to, if you get a pull read, okay, now we're out on the edge. If someone comes to tackle you, so don't predetermine I'm going to run it. If someone comes at the second level, then you have to have the ability to flip it out to this bubble. So it's just spread triple, right? Dive, quarterback, run, pitch. And again, I'm making it sound easy. It's not an easy play. I think it's easier to the left like this because your shoulders are lined up to flip it. Just throw it. See how he immediately, once he pulls it right there, he tucks it in his left arm. You've got to be, you want to hold that thing like you could throw it again. And right there, flip it out to Keenan Allen. And again, easy for me with a clicker, but they're calling it. I don't want to see him default to hero ball shit because this play is there if he just plays it out. Just play the play as it's designed to be made. Don't predetermine what you're going to do with it. I felt like a couple times this thing was predetermined. And sometimes it was predetermined bad. This time it was just predetermined. I'm going to run it and be a hero ball, and it wasn't there. So that is a wrap. Caleb Williams, the Bears, nice win. And that's a nice win. It's a good to win anytime in the league. I think when you turn on the film, you can see kind of the good and the bad all at the same time. I thought there were a lot of continue to be positive steps. I think some of the plays, whether they're effort plays, whether they're like weird disconnect within the offense, there were opportunities there. There really were. And maybe even though I might have some questions about how we're using certain people in what situations, there were still some aggressive opportunities there that I really liked that for whatever reason, the nuance, the details about everybody doing their job, being locked in with exactly what their assignment wasn't there. And so we missed it. And so it felt like it was a lot harder than it should have been. And I think when you couple that with whatever the hell the disconnect is with some of the effort issues, and then how we're using different people in different places, it just felt disjointed at times. But I thought that there were still some excellent throws. I mean, that throw to Kmet down the middle of the field, the touchdown pass on the stick nod, how we got there, interesting. But again, you go back and look at the film and you're like, man, there were some big explosive opportunities there that we didn't get to for a number of different reasons, whether it was the quarterback just not seeing it, whether it was the pass protection not holding up, and you couple it with a few maybe conceptual things that I probably just disagree with, some of like static routes, called versus man situations, those types of things that are going to happen in a game. But again, you want to see those things start to come together a little bit more. And again, I think the most frustrating thing is when you turn on the film and you see like wide open opportunities for massive plays down the field. And whether they're just not seen, whether we're not teaching it like that, whether we're looking somewhere else, or we just miss it, or the back messes up in the pass pro. Any little thing like that, if you just got to clean that thing up and be totally locked in, because you are going to have to overcome some pass pro matchup issues up front. That's just the reality of where that unit is in my opinion. They've got some dudes that are red dotted to get bulled and get one-on-one. And so you're going to have to find ways to help those guys. And whatever that looks like, there were opportunities, and they're probably going to continue to come in the play pass world, the play action world. And you got to hit them when you get them. Regardless, nice win. Thank you so much for hanging to the end. I will see you next time. Have a good one.